Hey guys, Ramsey here. Welcome to another video. Today, it is my absolute honor to present to you probably one of the happiest days in my perfume collecting history because I have in front of you the entire set of Russian Adam's History of Oud collection. And so what we're going to do is, this is going to be an unboxing video. And I'm not going to get to do first impressions on all of them today, but I am going to spray one. I'm going to spray one. And I haven't decided which one yet, but I just want to present these to you because this is for me, it's really a monumental experience. It's something that I'm very blessed to have in my possession. You know, getting to know Adam was probably one of the one of the benchmarks, if you will. One of the points in time that I can really look back and demark time in my fragrance journey, if you will. And he really changed the way that I see fragrances in general, not just oud, although oud is what he is obviously known for. Feel Oud and his distillation company that he opened up with Dmitry Bortnikov are always seen by people who know oud and who know fragrances, I think, as, you know, kind of the, I would say, the gold standard, a name that you can trust. His name is synonymous with oud, for me anyways. This is the way that I see him. I always see him as somebody who is honest and forthright and wants to bring as many amazing materials to as many people as possible. But also he understands that some of these collections, like this particular one in this collection in general, is very limited. Some of these bottles were three out of these collection. I don't remember exactly which one, but I think three of the different fragrances here are less than 50 bottles total. And so there were a lot of people, I think, that were upset that they ended up missing out on this collection. And I really do hope, you know, that Adam gets a chance to do more of these in the future, because you can see the reaction to this. I've had so many people writing me saying, I want the whole collection. I would buy the whole collection right now if I could. And I think that just goes to show, well, number one, it goes to show the level of growth in the oud game. People are beginning to wake up to the lie, basically, that the big fragrance houses have sold to them. They're beginning to wake up to the fact that Versace Oud Noir is not oud. Tom Ford Oud Wood is not oud. You know, it's not the real thing oud. And that's what you're getting here. You're getting what I would consider you're getting basically even though they're in spray format, you're getting, for me, I consider this kind of the pinnacle of my oud collection, as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, you could add some of the Bortnikovs in, you could add some of the Ensars in, but for somebody that's turning more and more into an oud head, and Russian Adam said something in one of my interviews. If you have not watched my interview with Russian Adam, there's 3 on the channel. They are absolutely monumental for a fragrance lover. So much to learn, so much to discuss. He is completely open, very soft-spoken gentleman, but he is always open, and I never felt like he was ever holding back anything. Anything he could say, he would, you know, except for there were some things, obviously, that, you know, based on upcoming releases and stuff like that, that he just couldn't talk about yet. But other than stuff like that, he has always been completely 100% transparent and open, and those interviews is just a wealth of knowledge. And I am honored and blessed to say he has agreed to come back on the channel once I get a chance to get to know these a little bit. So hopefully in the next week or two, we'll have Russian Adam back on the channel as a very special guest. Probably my favorite guest on the channel. And we'll talk about the 8th collection, the History of Oud collection. So let's get to unboxing these. I want to show you guys the packaging and the way that they are displayed. So actually, I just grabbed I had no clue which one this is. I happened to grab Kinam, and this is a very special offering because this has actually a cap made of Kinam Ood tree. So let me show you here the presentation. So there's a little card, it looks like, that comes with this. And the card says, "Thank you for supporting my art, Russian Adam." Beautiful. And it is art. This is exactly what this is to me. one thing that he said in one of the interviews that has always stuck with me, and he said a lot of actually really important things. I'm going to put this on the ground so it's out of my way. He said a lot of really important things in the interviews that I got a chance to do with him. But one that always stuck out to me is he said that he considers oud to be the absolute top material that you can work with. And he said the reasoning that he gave in one of the interviews, one of the reasoning is that you can kind of make oud smell like anything. Oud can smell like bubblegum. It can smell like ice cream. It could smell like vanilla ice cream. It could smell like wood. It could smell like incense. It can smell ambery. It can smell animalic. There are so many parts of a fragrance that oud can affect. And it's such a strong, long-lasting note. And even though for the West, for Western noses, which I consider myself one, it's a newer ingredient within the last decades, couple decades or so, you could argue. Some people say that, I'm trying to open this without ripping it, but my patience is wearing very thin. You could say that, you could argue that M7 by YSL, which came out in 2002, Tom Ford helped work on that, is kind of where oud was introduced to the West. I'm just going to rip this. It's getting ripped. It's just getting ripped. All right, here we go. So you could say that M7 was kind of the introduction for Western noses for oud, and that fragrance actually did flop. Now, of course, Tom Ford followed up with that with, and these actually have magnetic boxes. Kind of cool. Very cool. These are hand painted by a Russian artist. I love the fact that Russian Adam puts the time and effort into the presentation. I think it's very important. Oh, goodness gracious me. So this actually comes with, God, I don't want to spill this. I really don't want to spill this. This comes with a little, how do you open this? Oh, so this comes with a little actual, I guess this is, this is some sort of, I don't know exactly what this, I don't know if this is, he's saying that this is Kinam or what, but it comes with a little sample here. I'm very excited to get to know what that is. So let me show you the bottle. So here is the bottle. And so this is the V-shaped bottle, as they're calling it, and oud collectors know this bottle, and it comes with a cap that is, made out of actual wood, oud wood. Beautiful. He did this with a presentation, Santal Galore, which I am still hunting for a bottle of Santal Galore. It's on the never-ending wish list of perfumes that I want to buy. But Santal Galore is one of my favorite sandalwood fragrances, and actually comes in a box of real sandalwood. Beautiful. I love that he takes the extra time for the presentations. I'm sure that the mold of this bottle, since it's sort of unique, you can see the brand on the bottom, stamped into the bottom. Since this is sort of a mold that they had to develop for this, I'm sure it was extremely expensive for this type of packaging, but it just pops. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And then you add it into that, the magnetic box, which I think is kind of cool. The magnet could be a little bit stronger, but it does the job. It absolutely does the job. I mean, you can hold it and it not fall. So yes. Okay, so this is the Kinam one. So I'm going to try one. I'm going to get these all opened, and then I'm going to try one, and we will see which one we decide to go with here. So that's the Kinam. I can read you. Let me see if I can pull up maybe the blurbs from the website. Let's see if it'll let me pull these up here. So apparently the ones that are sold out won't pull up the little blurb. I wanted to read about it. But the ones that show sold out won't let me pull it up, unfortunately. So this one is going to be, I can't really read about it, but I do remember him saying, and we'll get some more clarity, but I do remember him saying that the history of Kinam Ood is the one that had some other ingredients, because one thing that many people don't know is that a lot of the Kinam fragrances that you see from folks has no Kinam in them. It's just sort of a representation of what they think Kinam might smell like. There's no real Kinam in it. Go watch some of I did a video on an Ensar Kinam, Jungle Kinam. If you want to learn a little bit more about Kinam, I would urge you to go check that video out. I dived a little bit deeper into it in that video. Okay, so let me set this aside. I'm going to try to put this back in the box so I know which one's which. This is, I'm going to keep it in here, I guess, so I know which one is which. Okay, so the Kinam is here. And then we have the Cambodian. So we've got the history of Cambodian Ood. This one's also sold out, so I can't actually pull this up either, I don't think. Yeah, the ones that are sold out, it's not letting me read the blurb on. I wish I could read, but basically, these are almost like sprayable oud atars is the way that I think about it. And one thing that he actually sent to me, and I'll show you guys this if you're newer to the channel and you haven't seen this, one thing that he sent to me, which is one of the reasons actually I ended up pulling the trigger on this collection. And what he actually sent me when we did the ingredients video, he sent me 50 different ingredients, some roses, some tuberose, some animalics like skunk oil and civet, natural and synthetic and stuff like that. But he sent me some real ouds. Like for example, this is Chinese plantation oud. This is Sri Lankan oud distilled in rose water. This is Philippine oud. And this is Choco Barai, which is the type of oud used in Russian oud. So one day I'm going to do a review on that, and I'm going to use this as part of the review. This is Chinese CO2 distilled oud. And this is Philippine Sri Lankan by Russian Atom. And this one right here is Indonesian Morocco, which I've really come to like. This has like this sort of cinnamony, spicy twist to the woody smell. I really enjoy that. And then Cambodia Oud, which is one of my favorites. It's a little bit animalic. And sweet Thai. So these, I just take a little toothpick at night, and you can even smell it on the wood still, because I'll use both sides. And you just put a tiny little dab, on your wrist or something, and it lasts forever. It's a beautiful, relaxing before bed. It's something that I've kind of got into a little bit of routine doing. And it's like I used to sort of spray some of my fragrances before bed, and now all I want to do is wear some of these ouds to bed, to the point where I figured this collection would really put sort of an exclamation mark on my oud collection. So yes, I am absolutely stoked to have this. So let me, opening these boxes. Come on, baby. It's just gonna make me rip it. I don't have the patience. All right, here we go. Okay, so this one is the history of Cambodian Ood. And so I think the history of Kinam Ood is $8.50. The history of Cambodian Ood was $4.50. So I guess I'll try to wear, if I'm going to spray one on, I'm going to spray one on that's still available. So if someone's watching this video, they can kind of get an idea if I could even give any feedback. I mean, I might just be drooling all over this. But yes, they basically sit in this, in this coffin like so. Beautiful presentation. I love it. I absolutely love it. The presentation is gorgeous. The writing, yeah, 5-star presentation as far as I'm concerned. The magnetic box is a great touch. And the notes are on the top. Okay, there is something to read. Let's see. History of Cambodian Oud. Rare Royal 100% pure Cambodian Oud from 1985 was used as the only main ingredient for this perfume composition. Sinking Cambodian Oud dust smoke then was infused into the top notes by Russian Adam. Breathe and share the glorious history of Cambodian Oud with those around you. Man, I cannot wait to get to know these. So, tomorrow, by the way, I'm going to do a live stream. Tomorrow is going to be live stream day, and I'm going to test all these for the live stream. We're just going to talk about it. We're going to have a history of Oud blowout. So let's read if you guys want to pause that so you can read it later. But the history of Kinam Ood. This perfume composition is focused on the actual wild Vietnamese white Kinam and Chinese green Kinam from the plantation. Several other ingredients were added in trace amounts to enhance the nuances of the Kinam. The cap of this perfume is made of natural, wild, high-quality, solid Indonesian agar wood. Amazing. Top notes, vapors of wild Vietnamese Kinam infused by Russian Adam, Orris Absolute with 80% irones. 80% irones. I've talked about that Orris Absolute previously. He actually sent me some. It's one of the most unbelievable things I've ever smelled. Clary Sage Absolute, Ambret Seed, middle notes of mimosa, various grades of Chinese green Kinam distilled by Russian Adam, including sinking variety, base notes, wild Vietnamese, white Kinam co-tinctured with white ambergris. Lovely. Best when applied on skin, which acts as a gentle heater for the Kinamic notes to truly bloom, inhale, contemplate, and live the history of Kinam Ood. Love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to have to mark these somehow so I know which one's which, because when they're in the box, you don't know. Unless I keep them in these little cardboard things and I just feel like they're going to rip. I had to rip them to basically get it open. So yeah, these won't last. I'm just going to keep them, I guess, in the regular little box there. But yes. So I'm going to put these aside. I'm sure somebody is shaking their head at the way that I've destroyed these boxes already, but I am not trying to keep it happy for resale value or anything like that. These are staying in my collection. Unless someone were to come along and offer me like 6 figures, I'm not selling these. Okay, so next on the list we have Indian Ood. Let me get this bad boy opened. The history of Indian Ood, one of my favorite types of oud, because I like this animalic, fertilizer chips, animalic, barnyard quality that Indian Ood portrays. And I'm a huge fan of Indian Ood. It's one of my favorites. Okay, go back in your home. How did these even get in here? Okay. I'll mess with you later. So, the Indian Ood. Here it is. The history of Indian Ood. Man, I can't wait to get to know these. So let's see what it says. It says, this perfume composition consists of 98% pure oud oils from the region of Nagaland and Manipur, distilled between the years 1970 and 1993. The top notes of royal, finest, sinking vintage Indian Oud vapors were infused into the composition by Russian Adam. Enjoy, learn, and appreciate the beauty of the history of Indian Oud. It's interesting seeing these vintage... oh, God, I can smell this one from the atomizer. Oh, God, it's going to be glorious. That's going to be a dirty one. That is going to be a dirty one. It's interesting seeing these vintage years being distilled. I wonder if any of these came from Sultan, the Oman Sultan that passed away. He had an amazing stash of vintage materials, but it's just, it really makes me think about what people in the future are going to be able to smell. You know, what are they going to be buying in the future? It's all going to be plantation, it seems like. You know, we're lucky to be living in a time where we have these amazing, unbelievable natural materials still, where we can still work with them, but there's going to be a time where they're just no longer available. These type of this type of perfumery, very few, no one, almost no one is doing this type of perfumery. There's a handful of people that you can name off the top of your head, and that's it. And honestly, if you're going to spend this kind of money, it's very hard. It's very hard not to go this route once you really fall in love with perfume as an art form. It's just, there's very few places for us left to go. It's either this or vintage, in my opinion. There's very little left. And so, yes, so this one's the Chinese Oud. This is the Chinese Oud. The history of Chinese Oud, which actually I have to say, one of the fragrances that really has grown on me, and I'm a big fan of this. I need to do a full review. It's just, I have so many things I want to talk about on the channel, is actually this. This is Areej Le Dore's Chinese Oud. And this is, oh God. You know, I think this got written off by a lot of people at first because it didn't have this, you know, it kind of gently rose to the heart in the dry down. It wasn't like a jet engine, you know, it didn't just take off and hit you in the face. It opened up actually very classy with like this orangey aldehyde thing. And he had an oud collector who apparently is a big shot, who had this vintage Chinese oud that they used in this composition. And I think this is actually the same guy's oud that's used in this one. Distilled in the year 2004. I think this is the same oud, if I'm not mistaken, just done differently. This is actually a perfume composition, and this is distilled in the year 2004. This wild Chinese agarwood oil was made into a sprayable perfume, making it one of a kind due to the extreme rarity of this material. Sinking wild Chinese agarwood chip vapors were then infused into the top notes by Russian Atom to deliver an unmatchable experience to the wearer. Let us cherish and enjoy the beauty of old Chinese oud. God, what a pleasure this is going to be. What a pleasure this is going to be. The only thing that would have made this presentation cooler is if the cap was magnetic. If it was a magnetic cap with a magnetic box, that would have been pretty darn cool. But as it is, this is awesome. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. What a blessing. Okay, next on the list we have Bengal Ood. Now, this one, actually, I may have done a disservice here because the history of Chinese Oud is still available. So let me read you. Oh, wait, it's actually the exact same thing. Sorry, it's the same thing that's written on the top of the box. I thought there was more on the website. The history of Chinese Oud is 550, and it's shown as running low. So if you're interested, act fast. And finally, well, there's actually one more after this, but we have the history of Bengal Ood. And this one sold out. The history of Bengal Ood. And let's open this bad boy. So which one should I try? I could try the Chinese Oud, since that's still available. Or I could try the one that still shows available is the history of Indian Ood and the history of Indonesian Ood. Those are still available for purchase. Come on. Can't get the box open. It is so, I can't get it open. There we go. Okay. So this one is the Bengal Ood. And, oh, I love that. Look at that. It's just beautiful. History of Bengal Ood. This one says, so this is, this perfume composition consists of a extremely rare 100% pure and wild Bengal Oud oil distilled by East Bengal Agar Company. The approximate date of distillation is the year 2000. Highest quality farmed sinking oud chips were also provided by East Bengal Agar Co. Its vapors were infused by Russian Adam into the top notes of this perfume. Let us appreciate the tradition and cherish the old Bengal Oud heritage. Fantastic. Man, I want to try them all. It's going to be a hell of a live stream tomorrow. Absolute hell of a live stream. I hope everyone can make it who is interested. And finally, I saved the black box for last. Indonesian. The history of Indonesian Ood. This is the cheapest one of the bunch. It's $160. And it says that this perfume composition consists of agar wood obtained via hybrid CO2 and ethanol extraction. This modern and unique method captures the most clean, resinous, sweet, and spicy scent of Indonesian Oud. Coming from a sustainable plantation as well as wild trees in Sumatra, this extract offers an affordable yet layered. This one's different. Look, this one doesn't have the magnetic box. It's actually a hinged box. Very nice presentation though. Still beautiful. This is almost like a little rubbery on the outside. And it says, there's the little blurb. Coming from a sustainable plantation as well as wild trees in Sumatra, this extract offers an affordable yet layered and complex olfactory journey that is as close to the scent of burning oud wood as possible. Discover the new direction of sustainable, high-quality, natural Indonesian agar wood in spray format. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. So which one should I try first? I think I'm going to try. First, since it's still available. I think I'm going to try the Indian Ood. That is one of the ones that I am most interested in. And it's still available to buy. So you guys can purchase it if I go absolutely crazy over it. Go into your new home. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to clean up this mess soon. All right, let's do this. Let's find the history of Indian Ood. That was Chinese. Chinese is still available, but running low. Let's do Indian Ood. Yes, the history of Indian Ood. This composition consists of 98% pure oud oil. All right, let's spray this. Let's see if I can get it on the camera. Oh, wow, what a sprayer. What a sprayer. Oh my God, I wish you guys could smell this right now. Oh, you know, it's a cheesy animalic fertilizer opening, but I love it. Oh, that dry, slightly smoky, but animalic woodiness that you get from a good Indian Oud is here. Man, this whole collection, I can't wait to dive into this. What a pleasure this is. For an up-and-coming oud head. You know, it's you get so many little facets from oud, and the more you wear it, the more you kind of are able to pick out some of it. You know, at first, sometimes when I would smell oud, I would just smell this sort of turpentine, paint-like, harsh, medicinal, you know, slightly medicinal-like vibe. And now you just pick out so many more facets, slightly floral, dark, woody. It's just resinous facets, even slightly leathery, labdanum-like bits. I can't wait to get to dive into this whole collection. Okay, so that is the quick unboxing and early impression of the history of Indian Ood. Tomorrow, we're going to do a live stream. So I hope everyone can join. Do like and subscribe if you are not. Leave a comment. I'll try to respond to every single comment. I can't really answer many questions about it yet, other than, you know, I have it, and we'll be talking about the collection soon. Adam, thank you very much for, bringing this to the world. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait to have you on the channel soon. Thanks, everybody. Cheers, guys. Bye now.